Money moves quietly through government budgets, approved in distant offices, while war creates costs that never fully appear on any official spreadsheet. When someone inside the system sees something deeply wrong, a choice appears between loyalty to rules and loyalty to truth. This story centers on David McBride, a military lawyer whose role was to judge actions after missions, not to fight on the battlefield. The story begins in Australia, but unfolds thousands of kilometers away in Afghanistan, during a war that stretched across decades. Over time, billions in public money flowed into overseas operations, funding logistics, intelligence, equipment, and long-term military presence. As the conflict continued, deployments became routine, supply chains expanded, and the war slowly turned into an ongoing system. Within the military, legal officers existed to act as safeguards, ensuring decisions followed Australian and international law. According to court records, concerns emerged that certain operations crossed legal boundaries, raising difficult questions inside the system. When warnings stay confined to reports and files, they do not disappear. They remain unresolved, waiting for consequences. After internal reporting failed to bring change, McBride made a decision to share classified documents with journalists. Journalists examined the documents carefully, verifying details, confirming sources, and preparing findings for public accountability. In 2017, the investigation was published, and the stories became known publicly as the Afghan Files. The allegations forced an official response, placing the government under growing public, legal, and political pressure. A formal inquiry was launched, reviewing years of operations, interviewing witnesses, and examining thousands of classified documents. When the findings were released, they confirmed credible information of unlawful killings during the Afghanistan conflict. While the inquiry examined battlefield actions, attention shifted toward the person who had leaked the information. In court, the authenticity of the documents was not disputed. The central question was whether disclosure was lawful. Supporters described a whistleblower acting in public interest, while prosecutors emphasized national security and secrecy laws. When truth conflicts with law, societies must decide which principle carries greater weight. For Afghan civilians, these debates connect directly to daily life shaped by conflict, fear, and long-term instability. Many Australian soldiers return home carrying physical and psychological consequences that followed them long after deployment. McBride lost his career, freedom, and financial security, describing this as the personal cost of speaking out. Experts often describe accountability as a safety valve, releasing pressure before damage spreads across the system. Systems that shift risk instead of fixing problems appear stable, until pressure builds elsewhere and failure becomes unavoidable. Wrongdoing was confirmed by inquiry, the whistleblower was punished by law, and deeper reform remains uncertain. Legal reform, increased silence, or institutional change all remain possible paths forward. This is not a story of heroes or villains, but of power, money, and accountability. To understand similar stories, explore how other democracies respond when truth becomes inconvenient.